And we're back for another episode. In this episode I'm going to be doing Amdapor Keep for the Dragoon relic quest to get the Dragoon relic called the Gay Bulge or Gaia Bolg or however you want to pronounce it. It's just one of those weird names really. And yes, I'm going to be doing Amdapor Keep and then all the follow-up quests that need to be done before the Hydra fight. So hopefully this will go smooth. Okay, let's do this. There's almost no point putting dots up because they die too quick. Okay. So with the upcoming release of 2.2 going to be in 2 weeks from now, and also that the next live letter is going to be on the 21st, the game is now evolving. We're now getting into the next step, because I think for a little, maybe the last couple of weeks, people have started actually to become a bit I don't want to say bored. I think they're kind of trying to avoid being burnt out before the 2.2 launches, because once 2.2 launches and we get the new turns, then people are going to be trying really hard to make sure that they can get straight into the new turns and get them cleared as quickly as possible, especially in Mithrie company, Legacy on Sagatana's server. So, you know, we're going to be working extremely hard to get the turns down as quickly as possible. And yeah, and just to see all the other new things coming into the game, like fishing challenges and glamour system and so many things. And one thing that they did actually mention in the latest letter from the producer, if you saw my other video, is that they are making the server to be more stable if possible, increasing the bandwidth to allow for individual player housing. But they haven't officially announced yet when that will be, how much the housing will cost or anything like that. But they're obviously working on it and they're getting ready for it. So. I do wonder how much damage we're actually doing. Eventually, when they add add-ons to the game, we'll be able to see in-game how much DPS we're doing, hopefully, assuming they allow that. Okay, so we're skipping these two if we can and just getting this hyperglyph on. thing we're obviously all waiting for is to find out what item level the new weapons will be from Leviathan, what will the item level be of the new crafted gear, what will it be of the new gear in the new Terms of Binding Coil, and so on. What new mechanics will they add in that's just not there before? I don't bother with the limit break on this because it won't kill it in time. Maybe after 2.2 though, once we're like higher item level, we'll be able to kill this before the boss spawns. Might have to kill the boss before you can have limit break. Now, one thing is about having a Dragoon combined with a Bard is that Dragoons do lower the piercing resistance of the target, which means that when a Bard is shooting the arrows, it actually does extra damage. So there you go. So when you use Disembowel, it says reduces target's piercing resistance by 10%. So it means that the Bard will do 10% more damage than usual. And Dragoon's DPS is good anyway, so that in combination, you see, that's why we're killing things so quickly. Are you able to use Circle of Thorns here? That's the thing, I mean, hitting 9 targets for 150 each is always better than hitting 1 target for 500. I'll stop there just so I don't go completely out of TP. It's nice as well getting this bits of gil from these dungeons, because it does add up over time, like how much gil I would have earned from doing this. So, for anyone watching, what do you think of Dragoon compared to, say, Monk? Which do you find more fun, which has better DPS, or it's just more fun to play generally? You need to remember that when you're doing impulse drive, to be behind the target, when you're doing heavy thrust, to be at his side. Easy peasy. So, the dreaded demon wall. Done. Easy. So a Dragoon Bard is a good DPS combination when doing 4-man dungeons. Always need to remember the fact that I'm not, because I've been playing Paladin so much lately that I'm not always the tank. So I need to make sure I don't accidentally pull things. It's always nice when you do these dungeons quickly, no unnecessary wipes, no drama, no silliness, especially with content which is more than 6 months old. But sometimes you will have some new players or low-gear adults or whoever who will just, it will make the run feel a lot worse than it needs to be. But thankfully I only need to do this quest after this twice more to finish my last 2 relics, and then hopefully won't have to come here again on this character. At least not for now, you know, maybe in the distant future for some other new job, assuming, because that's always a question as well, is that are they going to add new, like the original item level 80 relics for the brand new jobs that they might add in the future? Are they going to like mimic the progression, or are they going to just have an alternative for them? I'm just getting rid of this one because it hits so hard with this fire damage. Not necessarily following the perfect rotation for Dragoon because the targets are not living long enough for it to be useful. There's always one who lags behind and pulls the other one. Okay, time for the last boss. So the Scholar summoned Eos just to help with healing. I don't think it's really been a problem in this fight. Hiding from the explosion. Almost there. Smooth runs equals win. I'm breaking this for the sake of it. Done. Okay, don't need this silliness. I'm going to give it to the Bard, just because he did a good job. And that's it. So we now have our Amdapor glyph, so let's now go back and talk to Rowena. Rowena says, clear on the deal, then run along and fulfill your part of it. So we're handing over now the Amdapor glyph. So she says, good on you, this is exactly what I was after. You've honoured your part of the bargain, so I'll do the same. Okay, so we now have a copy of the Book of Renette. Book of Renette, so we need to give that back to Geralt. It's a shame there's not an Aevarite like in Hurst Mill, so we can go straight to Geralt, but never mind. They just want you to enjoy the scenery of North Shroud, at least for a short time. And as I've said in previous videos, because the game already looks amazing as it is right now, so I just wonder what sort of new environments they're going to be adding later, like what new zones we're going to get to explore, and what type of environment there will be. Will there be like mountainous regions? Will there be jungles? Will they be more deserts? Will there be ocean areas, like if they ever enable swimming in the game, and so on. So I do wonder about these things. So I like to let my imagination run wild, and the only reason why is because, like I said, the graphics engine of this game is so amazing that whatever new environments they decide to add in will look really, really impressive in the game. So here we are, almost back at Geralt. Thankfully, as a DPS, killing the monsters I need to kill will be a lot quicker than when I was doing it as a tank or as a healer. So Geralt says, back to pester me so soon. Judging from that smirk on your face, I take it you found what you need. Okay, handing over the book. So it says, aye, this is the text about Saint Renette, alright. But gods, would have killed the bugger that wrote it to use normal bloody words. It'll take me bleeding moons to get through this lot. Time I could be spending on kettles. Gar, while I try and make head or tail of it all, why don't you take this here unfinished gay bolg and try it out? As I mentioned before, it's still missing something, but it's all there shape-wise, meaning it should serve you just fine as an ordinary weapon. Seeing as you're ripe as a Dragoon, mayhap you'll be able to feel out exactly what it wants for. That's to say, get out there and fight some nasty foes, as Saint Renette herself must have done back in the day. Natalan, the Ixali stronghold over in Corfus, ought to serve your needs. Aye, the same place you found the lance. Pit yourself against some Natalan, Bloodwings, Fogcallers and Swiftbeaks, 8 of each say, and then come back and tell me what you've gleaned. With the information in the text and your first-hand experience, I reckon we'll solve this puzzle yet. Okay, now one thing to remember about this part of the quest is to make sure that you equip the unfinished relic, otherwise you won't get credit for the quest. So now I'm going to head straight to Camp Dragonhead, and we need to kill some monsters, because Camp Dragonhead is the closest camp to Natalan. So where you need to go is from Dragonhead, go straight out of the northeast gate and then just head east towards Natalan, which is right here. So as he said, we want 8 Bloodwings, 8 Fogcallers, 8 Swiftbeaks. They will be marked with the normal quest markers. And you must do it with your unfinished relic, otherwise you won't get credit for the quest. There is absolutely no reason why you can't have people in a party helping you out if you want to do that. Okay, that's one down. I always like Dragoon. I like playing Dragoon in Final Fantasy XI as well, except in that game you also had a pet dragon that would always follow you around as well for an added bonus. I'm just going to ignore this other one and let it reset. Because, you know, time is money. And one thing I always do when I'm starting the rotation is to make sure I use heavy thrust from the side for the added DPS it gives, because when you do it from the side you get this 10% damage buff to yourself, which lasts 15 seconds. Now don't forget, you can always use Second Wind, which is borrowed from Pugilist. And you can also use Keen Flurry, which is a Dragoon ability, so it increases parry rate by 80%. So you do have a couple of defensive buffs you can use when doing solo damage. And you can also do Spine Shatter Dive, which will just stun the target. And you can also use Elusive Dive if you want to get away from them. Okay, so that's 5 done already. As you can see, this is a lot quicker than doing it on some other classes. I messed up the rotation there, never mind. Good idea to try and not pull a Fate boss. This is, of course, is a Fate boss that you do for when you're unlocking crystals. I got aggro from the boss, so I will run away once this one is dead. Thankfully, finding these monsters is a lot easier than doing it in somewhere like South Final Land, because the monsters are all much closer together. Remember, you can always look on your mini-map for these orange dots, because it's the orange dots that signify where the quest monsters are. Okay, so we've done 12, so 12 to go. It does help when your item level, well, I'm 74 with this item, but with my normal lands I'm actually item level 80, which does make it a bit quicker. Especially given that this is, in theory, my 7th alt class. Okay, note to self, do not run into a wall. Almost 700 crit. One thing they said they're adding in 2.2 is a challenge log. Now I do wonder what that is. Like, is it going to be related to fishing only, or will it also be for other things in the game? Remember, you can always pull these with range. No one says you have to run in head first to attack everything. Okay, 7 monsters to go. So once this is done, then we're going to return to Geralt, and then he will send us off to do Hydra, which will be the next episode. The reason I've divided the videos up in this way is because as soon as I finish all 9 relics, I will be updating all the links on my channel, so that on any one of the A Relic Reborn videos, you'll be able to select any job's point of view. Which will be a nice little gimmick for the channel, that you'll be able to see how A Relic Reborn is done from every single job's point of view. So if you discovered one of my videos, then you'll see that I've got many, many more. And I'm hoping as well that for all the new players who come into the game for the PlayStation 4 version, that they will find my channel, they will find it useful, so that they know what to do when they first start out. Especially now, given this is my 283rd episode. I'm literally just ignoring the ones that are not on the quest, because they really don't hit that hard. Okay, 2 more monsters and done. Okay, 1 more. Lol, wrong button. Oh, because of that one monster I killed, I just earned randomly 15 seals for no reason. Okay. Okay, so now I need to return to Geralt again. Yep. So, one thing I would like to do in patch 2.2 as well is to show how the new crafting works, but in as much detail as I can. So I'm not just going to say do this rotation and that's it. I will actually try and explain why I do it, you know, why I've come to decide that that is the best rotation. And also as well, I haven't had that much time to look at fishing in too much detail yet, but it is something I'm hoping to look at. I mean, I am already a 50 fisher, I've got like the perfect gear set for it, so I just need to do it more really. So anyway, here's Geralt again. Let's see what he says. So Geralt says, back already? By the frown you're wearing, I take it you got nothing to show for your time with the birdmen. Might be as you want for better sport. And I know just the creature what will give it to you. The Hydra what reigns over the fiends within Halatali. A nasty piece of work that. Try not to piss your britches when you see it. So it says the Hydra can be confronted via the duty finder upon examining the quest destination situated by the entrance to Halatali in Eastern Fanaland. Please note that the trial, A Relic Reborn, the Hydra must be completed while equipped with the unfinished Gay Bulge. So they're basically just saying that you have to do it wearing the unfinished relic, otherwise you won't get credit for the kill, and obviously you have to do it as a Dragoon as well if you're on the Dragoon quest. You can't just switch to a better class and hope for the quest to be done. You have to do it as a Dragoon with the unfinished relic equipped. So I've teleported now to Camp Drybone, which is in East Fanaland, and where we need to go to is right here to the south at the entrance of Halatali. It's a very quick run to get there, and I'll just show you where it is. And the same with Chimera. You just once you've arrived here for the very first time, you can click the destination quest marker which is on the floor, and it will then unlock a permanent entrance to the Hydra fight, which is the left one. So that's the entrance to the level 20 something Halatali raid. That's the entrance to Hydra. So anyway, that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching, and as always, goodbye from me and goodbye from Mithrie.